This week on Motorhead Garage, Brian and John travel up north to MRT, where they get a hands-on look at their latest dream cars, as well as the engineering that makes it all possible. Next on Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting.
Welcome to Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting. Now we're on location right outside of Detroit at MRT. Now here at MRT, they utilize their engineering expertise, their racetrack knowledge, and their factory experience to take ordinary vehicles and turn them into dream cars like these. We're going to take a look inside at their facilities, the products and service they offer that earn them their excellent reputation.
The walls in the halls at MRT are lined with magazine features and covers displaying all the cars they've built over the years that have gotten big attention. These cars literally leap off the page, but the amazing thing is they're even more incredible in person, and the trophy case here proves it.
Well, you saw some of the publications that MRT vehicles and builds are in, but as they say, the proof's in the pudding. How about 15 SEMA awards from Ford on design and engineering? And you know, they're cooking up some vehicles to head out to SEMA 2016 right now.
Well, John, you're 100% right. We've come to the back area of the shop where the builds are going down. I'm here with the CEO of MRT, Scott Hogue. Scott, we got a couple cars to talk about, but the Mustang is a real bad hombre. Obviously, MRT is well known, world-class paint. Tell me a little bit about what's going on with this car mechanically.
Okay, for mechanically, we're starting with a little different package. Our whole theme to this car is sport touring. And to do that, you have to balance the chassis, brakes, powertrain, sound inside the car, sound outside of the car. And then it's matching man and machine, right? From the seats to the seating position to the controls, everything has to be about the driving experience. This is meeting man and machine.
Very cool piece. I think one of the coolest parts, you're bringing back one of the great names in the performance world. The Hallobrand name is on this car. Tell me about the wheels.
Absolutely. As you mentioned, the heritage of the Hallobrand engineering brand goes back to the beginning of customizing, quite literally. And from that heritage, we're reintroducing the brand of Hallobrand wheels with the HE forged line. There's several models in that lineup. And we're showing off the newest edition, actually kicking off with this year's SEMA show. So to further balance the wheel portion of the Hallobrand products, the HE forged wheels, HE Forged also has a lineup of custom hot rod chassis components.
Oh, cool.
These are true to the DNA of the name, right? Forged is all about ultimate strength, weight reduction, high quality pieces that fit. So it's a very comprehensive bit of components from front to end. You can do it modularly, or you can do a whole chassis system. So it's a great way to start your project. You won't have to redo it.
Pretty epic that from a very short time ago, the only place you could ever find Hallobrand stuff was at a swap meet. Now you can buy it brand new. That's fantastic.
Right. They're back.
Very, very cool. A car that a lot of people might not think jump out at it as a SEMA car, but man, this Ford Fusion is awesome. Styling-wise and technology-wise, this car has some neat features. I want to talk about some of the technology, starting with what's on the roof.
Yes, the builder designer for this particular vehicle is Webasto, and one of the things that they're known for is sunroofs. Known in the industry, maybe not known by all of the general public, but whether it's OEM or aftermarket, the highest quality, best fitting, integrated system for sunroofs is produced by Webasto.
Now that's the visual Webasto end of things, but there is also a hidden element that is even cooler on the technology side from my perspective.
Absolutely. So they supply products to the OEMs and the industry aftermarket for upfitting and modifying vehicles for specialty use, such as military application, ambulances, rescue. And some of their products, such as our bread box size furnace, this enables somebody in a northern climate that maybe is an EMS worker that is sitting idling for 8-10 hours a day to keep it warm and to keep themselves warm. And this technology integrates within the OEM system, so it operates on either gasoline or diesel fuel, and it generates hot water.
Rather than having to idle the vehicle for hours on end, this thing does the job way more efficiently. It's a great piece. And Scott, as you well know, in the world of the SEMA car, you're only as good as your last build. And as proven right here, MRT has two of the coolest in the country going on right now. And we'll be back with more from MRT right after this.
Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting, is being brought to you by Sweet Thunder, the sound of quality. Trailer Legs, keep your tires strong. Thread Wizard, the world's fastest bolt cleaner. And by Dustless Blasting, it's the future of surface preparation.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting. Well, you don't get 15 SEMA awards by slapping on some paint. As a matter of fact, you don't even need 26 coats and a graphic package. Come here, check this out. See this silver right here? Aluminum. Aluminum as aluminum body of the Ford pickup truck. You can see it's tied in right here, ties the rim in, the paint, the whole paint job flows. How do you get an award-winning paint job? Well, here at MRT, Scott and Brian's gonna show us back at the booth.
Well, as John said, we're here in the paint booth. This is where the magic happens. And Scott, talk to me a little bit about what makes MRT different about paint. There's a lot of people that paint, but very few places paint like this.
That's right. It goes in two primary steps: the preparation, which is absolutely key for any good paint job, and then the master behind the gun. And Steve runs our paint business here. The experience that he has in the technique that he's developed is what produces the difference. It is a craft that only can be perfected over time. So it comes to be down to the man behind the machine.
We've seen your work on multiple vehicles out today, whether we were walking through the lot and some of the Mustangs we saw, of course the TKO F-150. So innovative techniques, great finishing, and like you said, it's about time, right? Having the patience to do it right.
Yep, absolutely.
Along with paint, you guys also do something that is, and you're on the bleeding edge of this, it's gotten more popular, but you were one of the first to be involved with hydrographics.
Yeah, we've been doing hydrographics here for almost 7 years, and I was with that technology as the OEM was bringing it on when I was with Ford. And it is a really neat process. It allows us to change the look and the appearance of nearly any product and retaining the original fit and finish. So if it's an OEM part, we can change the appearance, it goes back and it fits and it looks like it should have been that way since day one. So it's a really neat technique.
Pretty amazing stuff to see happen as well, right in front of your eyes. I want to talk about these two hoods here real quick, because these are the two hoods that are going on your two SEMA cars. Two very different approaches here. One, we get the Fusion hood, which is kind of a more subtle take on what a stock kind of paint color would be, and then this Wild Mustang hood. Take me through these two.
Yeah, you can't get pretty much further apart on the spectrum here. With the Fusion hood, obviously we're on a Fusion Sport, and this car is about elegant performance, refined, purposefully different, without screaming at you and hitting you in the face with it. So a couple things that we've done. We've added a functional vent to the hood, so it actually is a heat extractor for the EcoBoost engine. And what we've done is we've laid on to the color, still is a white Fusion, but we've added a little extra dimension to the paint. So we've cooled down the white with actually a little bit of a blue undertone, and then the overtone, the flop, is a gold color.
And this Mustang hood, carbon hood, and then carbon is not an easy surface to work with on paint, and this is magnificent.
Thank you. No, it's a fabulous starting part. I have to do a quick little shout out to Anderson Composites. They make a fabulous part. 4 different colors, different textures, depth, proportion. There's a lot going on in this hood.
Amazing quality. The red on this hood looks deep enough to go swimming, man. It is gorgeous stuff.
Now those are some awesome vehicles. I have a feeling they're gonna have to make some room on that shelf out there, because they're gonna be bringing home some more awards. Now all of those cars employ MRT's premier product, and that's the T304 stainless steel handcrafted exhaust. Now a lot of people don't realize what it takes to make some performance exhausts, so Scott and Brian are back there gonna tell us everything we need to know.
It may not make a lot of sense, but exhaust is kind of like buying a pair of pants. Anybody can go to a department store and get a pair of pants. Maybe they fit, maybe they don't. You go to a tailor, you're going to get a pair of pants that fits you right, and you're going to look like $1 million. Am I right?
Exactly.
So tell me why MRT is a premium exhaust manufacturer.
All right, well, it starts at the very beginning of the bending process. The methodology that we use for tube bending is CNC mandrel bent. And what that means is that it has a continuous shape through the bend. It's uniform, everything flows in a nice uniform way. So you can see that our cross section here is the same as here. In the muffler industry, in the job shop, you'll see a process called crush bending. So if they took 304 stainless steel, which is the material you want on your car, and they crush bent it, it looks like this.
That's criminal, man.
And that is maybe crunch bend. As you go down into a lower grade steel, their methodology does start to work. So this is 409 stainless, still very crushed. So we don't have a uniform cross section. But that's just the beginning of it. The real balance is how do we have the flow of the exhaust be as continuous and unobstructed through the entire length of the car, and produce then a good quality performance sound, whether it's a V8, V6, or 4-cylinder. They all have a different sound. It's important to bring forth the right sound that that engine produces. The downside of performance exhaust is usually a thing called drone or resonance that can occur, and that also is something that really needs to be designed into the product. So we design the system to fit the car, we go test the car, and if there is drone or resonance, we specifically design an acoustic chamber to manage that drone. So the end result is a car, a sound that you love and you love to live with.
Along with the great bending is, of course, the manufacturing practices, MIG and TIG welding being used here. It's a fantastic facility. This is a great exhaust company because they build the systems to fit the cars that they're designed to go on and give you the tone and sound that you want and love. And, like you said, it's going to keep everybody happy. And that's the story on MRT Exhaust. We'll be back with more right after this.
Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting, coming to you from MRT in Plymouth, Michigan.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting. You know, we showed you the outside of this awesome F-150 TKO earlier, but what makes it so great is what's inside. How about a 6-speed Tremec manual transmission? This is the Lightning that Ford never built, but they should have. This truck is a riot. It's quick, it's fast, and this transmission makes all the difference in the world. Way more fun than driving a normal pickup truck. I'll tell you what, John Gardner's back inside MRT with Scott, and they're going to tell you more about other projects that the Tremec transmission has been responsible for transforming.
Now, Brian was slamming those gears, and he was making it look easy in that pickup truck. But you know, Scott, automatic transmissions, they've been trying to mimic manual transmissions. They got 8 speeds, 12 speeds, but that's not really the case, is it?
No, it isn't. I mean, if you're into autonomous vehicles, that's probably fine. Me, I like to drive my cars. I like to be connected to what's going on. And this little guy, this little box, this connects me to the machine. And I am driving it, I am making it work. Whether it's drag racing, road racing, street performance, got to be connected to the machine. And Tremec just makes the box. It really is, it's really the only choice if you want to have quality, reliable fun. The TKO, the Magnum, they're just fabulous products.
I mean, that's it. They're the leader in torque solutions. I mean, there's no doubt about that. No. Now, your philosophy is, you know, if you're not going to put it in your own car, you're sure not going to put it in your customer's car.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is a prime example of that. Let's talk about that.
F-150s don't have a manual transmission. Oh my God, fun with a manual transmission. I'm just saying that is the way to go. We live with it every day. This is our 2012 Mustang set up for road racing. It has the Magnum transmission in it, and we have been pounding it, and it's ready to go again. So when we design our products, we design that same philosophy in. We talked about the performance sound, high quality sound of our exhaust systems.
Right.
And that is one of the reasons that we want to change our exhaust, is we want that sound. Tuning our exhaust is done by a very simple but very scientific approach, engineered approach. We have an acoustic chamber that we will integrate into a variety of different applications as are required. So if you have drone or resonance as a natural product of making this car loud, we will specifically resolve that with our drone management system.
Like you said, at MRT, if you're not going to put it in his car, he's sure not going to put it in your car.
Magic Creeper, ready, rain or shine.
Wow, unbelievable. Well, I got a rattle in this pickup truck, but it's an intermittent rattle. You know, when I'm too far away from Motorhead Garage, I wish I could get under there and check it right now, but asphalt's burning hot, it's pretty nasty. I wish I had a creeper with wheels on it, but obviously I wouldn't want to store it in this truck. It would take up all my back seat room. But you know what? I do have a creeper. As a matter of fact, I got the Magic Creeper. Same thing as a creeper, same concept, but it rolls up on itself. It's got this unique fabric that's oil resistant, stain resistant. I can get under there, and it's gonna work the same way as a creeper. It's just gonna roll over itself. It's low profile. So I can just throw this under there, check out my rattle and see what's going on so I can get it back to Motorhead Garage and fix it. Now to use the Magic Creeper, really simple. All I'm gonna do is just throw it under there as far as I can throw it, and then I just get down, get on it. I could get down, get under the truck, and this allows me to roll right underneath. And I can see what's going on under here. And it looks like it's nothing more than a loose exhaust hanger. Now I can even go to the left, and I can go over here to the right. I got side to side movement, and I can come out. I don't even feel the asphalt. You can see how easy it works. Now I can come out of the car, creepers, just that easy. It's nice. I could roll it back up and store it back inside the pickup truck. Well, I'll have to take this back to Motorhead Garage and fix the rattle. But the cool part is I can store this in the back of the truck. So I can use it in the back of the truck if I want to move some cargo in and out, or even at my house if I need to move some furniture. So Magic Creeper, check one out, get it for yourself.
Well, as much as MRT builds cars to drive on the road, you're not going to drive a SEMA car from Michigan all the way to Las Vegas, are you?
Not even kinda, no.
But I think the bigger picture here is the fact that you do business with customers from all over the country. People sending their cars back and forth. You may have customers out there wondering, I want to do business with MRT, but how do I get my car there?
Exactly, and that's a big question that we get, and the answer is just so simple. We transport all of our vehicles, whether it's to SEMA or to special events around the country, and we recommend all of our customers Pilot Transport. They just do a great job. This is their business. They carry more rolling stock value a year than anybody I can imagine, and they just know their business very well. It's easy.
Yeah, we've seen them loading up some stuff that's headed back to customers from the shop here at MRT. Seamless. The equipment's awesome. I'm drooling over the Peterbilt sitting behind us. I mean, this truck's painted almost as nice as some of the cars rolling out of the shop.
It is. It starts nice and it ends nice.
So Pilot Transportation is a great option if you want to get your car here to MRT or anywhere else. And as you know, those paint jobs come out of here for SEMA. They're perfect, they're beautiful, and they're protected in that truck.
They need to show up that way.
We're going to be back with more from MRT right after this break.
Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting, is being brought to you by Borla, the world's most winning exhaust. Alloy Gator North America. We are not reinventing the wheel, just protecting it. Stage 8, the world's best locking fastener. And by Dustless Blasting. It's the future of surface preparation.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting. You know, don't believe the sign above my head. Yes, MRT's been making automotive dreams come true, but not just for 10 years. It's 15 years now they've been in business up here in Michigan. They've also been making the dreams of gamers come true. The company developed this cool Fiesta ST that was featured in the Forza franchise a few years back. There's a whole lot more cool stuff going on here. John and Scott are going to tell you about it.
Well, Brian was right, you know, Scott, but there's so much more, like this JMS wire harness. Let's start here and look at some of the other products.
Yeah, this is some really neat technology. The guys at JMS we've had a long-standing relationship with. These guys are key on technology. If technology is going to be our way forward in doing cool things with our cars, these guys are going to be at the forefront. What we have here are actually two products: the JMS Boost Max and Pedal Max. And this is a standard pedal. Most of the cars today are what they call drive-by-wire. So the pedal moves, and this module tells the computer what to do to the engine. What the system does is it simply is a plug and play. It is that simple. We've installed it. Of course, this is under dash, so it's a little bit more difficult in the vehicle, sure, but not much more difficult. And the Boost Max does the same type of thing, where it intercepts the controller for what is happening with the boost on your car. So it's not going to take your 12-pound boost and turn it into a 24-pound boost, but it changes the curve. It fills out the area under the curve, which gives you that smooth, continuous acceleration for your boosted application. So Pedal Max, any vehicle, essentially any vehicle that has drive-by-wire, whether it's a Chevy, a Ford, a Chrysler, a Toyota, doesn't matter. drive-by-wire works. This is key technology. You want fast fun? This is it right here.
Now there's so much more. I mean, they have struts, they got louvers, they got everything you could want. Just check them out on the website.
Time now for Project 18.8 with Steve Flanders.
Well, we're inside of our 18.8 project, and look what we found. Just like most of you will with an old truck. This is usually a deal breaker. But Steve, our whole 18.8's about this no rust, strong steel, beautiful job. Tell us a little bit about the product you have that can solve this issue.
Yep, all about making it better looking, rust-free. And these panels will do it. I'm holding the outer rocker. This is a simple install. You've got the outer floor pan section, which is what's gonna take care of this piece of rust you got right here in front of us. Now, what Dave did is he already put these two pieces in on the other side. Previous owner had a bunch of Bondo and crud in there. We chipped all that out. And then the real key to this is not to take too much material out while you're working on it. What you want to do is nibble away at just what you need to nibble away at. You get carried away, all of a sudden you got big holes you can't fill.
Right.
So if you don't need the whole entire panel, don't put the whole panel in. That's kind of my motto, that's our motto. It's what we suggest people do. And then when you get it in there, you're gonna stitch it. So what that means is you get your edges butted together, and then you're gonna put a little weld here.
Right.
A couple inches later, you're gonna put another weld. And that's gonna keep the metal from overheating while you're putting it together and warping and getting all crazy. And then later on, you come back and just kind of fill it in along the way, grind it smooth, and you're gonna have a real nice job. It's gonna be super structurally sound, and you're gonna get rid of all that rust and really make 18.8 exactly what we meant it to be.
That's gonna do it. And hey, if we run into any of these other panels, no worries. You got all the panels available. It's a lot easier just to slap them on there than try to get all that body work done. So you got that covered as well. Well, 18.8's moving right along. We got some more work inside. You don't wanna miss it. Join us for more next week.
And Brian, you can see why. He's in all the publications, has 15 SEMA awards here at MRT. The only dog around here is Axel.
I'll tell you what, he's a good guy, and this has been a blast. Michigan's been fun, and, well, Axel's the man. We'll see you next week.
If you have any other products you want to get on TV, just email Jeff at masterstv.com. We'll see you next week.